Viki, you have to stop feeling so responsible for everyone. You made the decision to run, and it was the right one. Look, if you don't believe me, look at all these letters and telegrams. Every day, more and more people support you.
They're from strangers, those letters and telegrams. When it comes to the people I care about the most.
Viki, listen, I thought... Oh, Megan, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt anything here.
No, it's all right, Cord. We were just talking about family.
Talking about families sticking together. I hope this means that you've decided to join the campaign.
Well, actually, I just came by to deliver some news.
From the look on your face, I'd say it's bad.
Well, it might be bad for your campaign, but it could be good for the family.
Come in.
I wanted to say goodnight.
Oh, sister. It has been a wonderful night so far. And today, well, it was as wonderful as I thought it was going to be. All the sisters have made me feel so welcomed.
No regrets, then?
Of course not. I've never worked so hard and given myself so freely, so how could I... Yes, I do miss them. The ones that I have left behind. Max is probably putting Al to bed right now, reading him his favorite bedtime story. But I'm not going to think about those things. I'm going to pray for strength that this pain will pass.
Sometimes the pain never passes, Gabrielle. Sometimes.
Sister, what's wrong?
Gabrielle's told me a lot of things about you, Max. She failed to mention you were a thief.
I thought your master had a soft spot for thieves.
No, he's perfect. I'm not. So why don't you tell me what you're doing in my office?
I'm looking for Gabrielle, and since you're the only one that knows where she is and you won't tell anybody...
You decided to sneak in and find out for yourself.
Bingo, Father, you got it. You know what? You better get all your boxing skills ready, because that's the only way you're going to stop me from getting out of here, going to that convent, and getting Gabrielle out.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
You have a short memory, Max. I'm the one who helped you try and talk Gabrielle out of going into the convent in the first place.
Oh, and a lot of good that did.
It's not my fault. Or yours. I know why you brought Gabrielle up to this private suite in the Landview Grand.
Don't even think about moralizing to me, Padre.
I am not judging you, Max. You were appealing directly to Gabrielle's emotions. Now, you can call that seduction if you want. But it was your way of trying to convince her that her life was meant to be shared with you.
You want to know something? You're right. I was trying to seduce her, but not to get into my bed. I want her back in my life. Our life.
But it didn't work, did it, Max? When someone feels as deeply as Gabrielle, you can't force her to do what you want.
Even if it's right, even if it's the only thing for her.
What she wants to do is up to her.
You know, I got news for you, Padre. She doesn't know what she wants. You know, I know a little something about indecision, a lot more than you, I bet. And Gabrielle is running scared. She is reacting to her fear.
Maybe. But she could be also feeling a genuine sense of mission and inspiration.
She's on a mission, all right? You know what she's on? She's on a mission to be miserable. She's got some weird idea in her head that her loving me is evil, that it's going to cause a destruction to both of us. You know what I don't understand? How you were able to let her buy into that panic. You are supposed to encourage her to trust in herself, to have faith in her love, not in her fear.
I did my best to counsel her, Max.
Counseling. Is that your job? Did you buy a whole line of lingo when you got that collar on and said it? Your job is not to counsel people. Your job is to save souls. And I got news for you, Padre. You're losing her. She's slipping away.
Are you telling me how to do my job?
Well, maybe it's time someone did. She turned to you when there was no one else. She couldn't unburden herself on me. Now, I don't like it, but I understand it. What I don't understand is how you failed.
Is it possible that nobody's failed her, Max? Not even you?
Look at that. You're a shrink, you're a boxer, you're a counselor. You're everything except a man of God.
You know, in my line of work, you have to be a lot of things. I'm finding out that patience is very high in the list.
Oh, is that directed at me? Because if it is, you need a lot more than patience. Because I'm going to that convent, and I'm getting out Gabrielle, and you and all your angels are not going to stop me.
All right, supposing you go to the convent. Are you going to grab Gabrielle by the hair and drag her out?
If that is what I have to do, yes, it is.
You poor guy. Now, you don't know Sister Amelia, obviously, or the other sisters. They are a lot tougher than you and I put together. And you don't know Gabrielle.
Oh, and you do.
I know how powerful her convictions are, her dedication, and yes, that word again, Max, her faith.
You're forgetting about her faith in me and in us.
Human love is a glorious thing, Max. But it's not the only thing. For some rare souls, like Gabrielle's, there's a greater love. But you're going to have to find that out the hard way. Go with God, Max.
I'll just go, thank you.
Sister, have I said something to upset you?
Oh, no, my dear, you didn't. Sometimes, after all these years of meditation and self-denial, I'm reminded that I have feelings too, just like other women.
Is there anything I can do?
Yes, there is, but I'm not sure you'll want to do it.
I owe you so much. Please tell me.
I've spent most of my life in the service of the Lord. It hasn't always been easy, but it's given me a joy, a grace I never could have known on the outside.
That's what I'm looking for, that joy and that grace.
Easy to want, not so easy to reach.
Are you saying that you've had doubts about your choice?
My path to becoming a nun was filled with nettles and briars. Like you, I was in love once. Desperately so.
I see.
His name was Philip. He was my husband. He was such a handsome man. And he was a good man. And together we had a child. The most beautiful little girl, Cecilia. If she had lived, she would be about your age.
She had lived?
It was summer. It was a lovely, cloudless summer day. I was giving a lecture out west. I was a professor of history then. And Philip and Celia flew out to surprise me. The plane never made it.
Dear.
For the first year, all I wanted to do was to be on that plane. And then I wanted to turn back time so that I could have died when they died. And gradually, my guilt and my grief subsided, and through the grace of God, I found peace. And in finding it, I found my way to God's service.
Oh, I thought my faith was strong.
It is. And so is your love for people. And seeing your pain in having to leave behind your child and Max. Oh, this is what makes me weep.
Sister Amelia, don't. Oh, don't cry for me, because I have found the happiness I've been looking for.
Perhaps you have. Only time will tell. My family was taken from me, but you still have a chance to share your son's life and Max's life. Keep your heart open, Gabrielle. That's what you can do for me.
Sister. Yes, I will pray for guidance. But I'm certain that I have made the right decision.
Then I'll leave you to your prayers. As you know by now, we begin each morning bright and early.
If you want to stay and talk longer, I'm here.
Get some sleep, Gabrielle. And may God watch over you and those you love.
To the next mayor of Llanview.
Oh, it's a bit premature, but who's counting?
You didn't order a second bottle, did you? Have to save something for the victory party. Oh, Michael.
Hello, Dorian. Sorry to interrupt you, but I've been looking everywhere for our new candidate. Somebody is dying to meet him. You know Tim Galloway, don't you?
Well, only by reputation. Dorian Lord, Mr. Galloway. Won't you come in?
Thank you. And this must be the man of the hour.
Mr. Galloway?
Herb, I've had my eye on you for some time now.
Oh, no doubt as long as I've been hearing about you.
Well, don't believe everything you hear. I don't smoke cigars and I don't wear flashy neckties.
But he does help a great many worthy candidates.
Well, I love Llanview and I try to do what I can to make it better. Now, Herb, frankly, I think you have everything it takes to be a great mayor.
Well, I'll second that.
Of course, in politics, it takes more than the right resume. Your first duty is to get elected.
Which is Tim's specialty.
No, actually, my specialty is hiring the specialists. You know, the folks who can get our candidate's message across.
I'm not sure I follow.
Well, Michael will explain everything. I'm on my way to yet another rubber chicken banquet.
Oh.
Michael, you tell everything we discussed to Herb, and I think he will agree that we've come up with just the right someone to run the campaign.
Run the campaign?
Don't worry about a thing, Herb. You're in good hands. Dorian, it was nice meeting you. I'm sure we'll be talking soon. Good night.
Good night, Tim.
Well, he's quite a whirlwind.
Yeah, that's one word. Do you care to tell me what this is all about?
Well, Tim likes you. And when Tim Galloway likes you, you win.
I'm referring to this special, mysterious someone.
Oh, well, Tim can't be very visible in your campaign any more than I can, Herb.
Why not?
Oh, well, don't be so naive, Herb. I mean, Michael and Mr. Galloway will be very influential behind the scenes.
Exactly. Which leaves the day-to-day operations in the hands of the most experienced person in the field, Burke Winger.
Burke Winger is a political genius.
You're damn right she is. And she's agreed to run Herb's campaign. As a matter of fact, I've already talked to her, and she's hard at work on some of my ideas.
Your idea? Well, whose campaign is this, anyway? You hire my campaign manager? Don't bother to ask me.
Oh, Herb, show a little gratitude. You're a very lucky man to have Burke Winger in your camp.
You want to win this one, don't you, Herb?
No, I'm running just for the hell of it.
Listen, Herb, why don't you reserve your judgment until you've met Burke and heard her proposals?
Yes, this is a great chance. He won't come by very often.
I realize that. I'm grateful to Michael for his support.
Well, then why don't you just say thank you instead of being suspicious of everyone?
No, it's not necessary to thank me. We all want the same thing.
Well, in that case, I should warn you. From now on, this is my campaign. And I make my own moves, Michael. Now, if you can't accept that, I would suggest you back someone else.
Oh, no. You are my man, Mr. Mayor.
Then shall we seal that with some champagne?
I'll tell you what, you two have one for me. I have an important dinner date. Herb, it won't be long. Good night.
Good night.
Well.
Well, what?
Well, aren't you glad that I manipulated, seduced, and cajoled you into tossing your hat into the ring? So now that Herb Callison is going to enter the mayoral race, you think I should drop out? Is that it?
Viki, believe me, I would never try to tell you what to do. I'm just really worried about what's happening to this family.
You're not the only one, Cord.
Believe me, I want the best for everybody concerned. But I take a look around and I see what's happening. I mean, I look at Asa, look at Clint. They both refuse to back you in this. And then you got Megan and Sarah who are willing to back you no matter what. And then you got Bo, who is stuck in the middle.
Cord, we know all of this. People have to make difficult decisions sometimes, including you.
Well, I've made my choice. I'm choosing the family.
Why does it have to be one or the other?
Maybe it doesn't. I mean, in a perfect world. But that's not where we're living, Viki. Is it so important for you to go ahead with this campaign that it's going to tear up the whole family? Even when you got somebody like Herb, who could be a very competent mayor?
We don't even know where he stands on the issues, Cord. Not to mention the fact that he once ran for governor, was elected, and then resigned in scandal because he had accepted illegal campaign contributions.
Right. And he's paid for that.
Oh, this is so ridiculous. Do the Buchanan men have nothing better to do than to pick on Viki to pressure her?
Miss Viki, I do care who becomes the next mayor of Llanview. I do. But what's most important to me is your relationship with Clint. I want you two to stay together. And I just don't see how that's going to be possible, considering everything that's happened, if you stay in this campaign. Do you?
No, you know what's impossible is your attitude. And Asa's and Clint's. My God, it must be something in the chromosomes.
Megan, don't.
No, this is ridiculous. You really want to go for this, and these guys are trying to stop you before you even get started.
You know, Megan, it seems like all you care about is Viki and your daddy getting back together. Now, I don't see how that's going to serve everybody's best interest.
Come on, somebody's gonna be here.
Sister Amelia, thank you for sharing this time with me.
I didn't just mean to unburden my heart, Gabrielle. I meant it as a cautionary tale. Life is so precious, the most precious gift of God. Make sure you live it. What is that?
That voice.
We rarely get visitors at this hour. Who could that be?
Oh, God, it's Max.
Sister Amelia, what should we do? The man is insisting on seeing Gabrielle. The choice is hers, Sister Catherine. Well, Gabrielle, do you want to see Max for one last time?
Oh, Max, why are you here? Why?
The point is, he is here.
What if I don't understand?
You understand, and you know in your heart.
No, I don't know what I feel. In one way, I'd like to...
Of hurting him or of loving him.
You must send him away. I cannot see him now. I must not ever see him. Please.
Harry, if that's your choice.
Gabrielle! You can't keep me out. I'm part of you. You're part of me. No wall, no gate, nothing to change that.
That's what I am so afraid of. What if he doesn't take no for an answer? I know him. I know how stubborn he can be when he puts his mind to it.
He's not the only one.
I know that I'm stubborn, but I have to be. I have to be strong and pray that he will do what I want to give me peace.
May I help you?
Yes, I need to see Gabrielle Medina right away. I know she's here.
Yes, she is.
Great, could you just lead me to her?
I'm afraid it's quite impossible for you to see Gabrielle. Even if it were visiting hours, which it isn't, you would only be allowed to enter the convent if you were an immediate family member.
I'm Max Holden. I'm the father of her child.
I understand your concern, Mr. Holden, but Gabrielle has made her decision. You must accept it.
No, Gabrielle is not thinking straight. If you'll just let me talk to her.
I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
Don't slam the door on... Don't...
Please stop arguing, please.
I'm sorry. I just can't stand here and listen to Megan lobby for you and Roger.
I just want Viki to be happy.
So do I.
Well, wonderful. If you want me to be happy, please stop arguing, please. I'd like to make something very clear. Megan, I love you. Cord, I love you too. And you two have always been more than just family to each other. You've always been friends. I would hate it if you started fighting now over a decision I made about my life. And I know that Clint would agree with me. He certainly wouldn't want you taking on his battles for him.
No, you got that right. I was out of line.
All right, so maybe I went on a little too I'm not finished yet, okay? I don't want this to become a civil war in our family. Neither Clint nor I want that. Please, call a truce, please.
Truce.
Truth.
Thank you very, very much. I would like all these good feelings to stick around now so the rest of the family can share in them.
Oh, you want to share feelings? Well, I got one you can share. How about anger?
What is it now, Clint?
What is it? Well, read it for yourself, Madam Mayor. It's tomorrow's edition of the Chronicle. As a courtesy, they sent me a copy. Some courtesy.
Clint, what's wrong?
What is it?
Well, what's the biggest story in town? Our very own candidate, of course.
Is it about me?
Yes, it's about you. And I hope to hell you're satisfied, Viki. Because the one thing I have really been worried about has just happened.
Since when did we pay any attention to what the Chronicle prints?
Well, I think maybe you'll want to pay attention to that piece. And you're not going to have to look very hard for it. Just hold back page. Yeah, to summarize their sentiments, they're solidly against your candidacy.
Oh, Clint, that's hardly news. If Herb Callison is running against me for mayor, as Cord says he is, he's going to have some supporters.
They don't even mention Herb Callison's name. It's all about you. But they don't stop there. They managed to drag in a whole family.
What?
Yeah. They wonder just why you're running for mayor. They point out the fact that the Buchanans already own newspapers, a television station, large real estate holdings in town.
So, what does that got to do with anything?
Well, the implication is that we have a stranglehold on the town. Therefore, if anyone is responsible for the state of current affairs, Buchanans.
That's ridiculous. This family has done nothing but good things for this town. For them to imply right now that we are the cause of anything...
They do a hell of a lot more than imply, Megan. They go on to single out Asa, my own father, as being a perfect example of what is wrong with the whole clan.
Oh, come on. That's a load of bull, because Asa isn't even supporting Viki in this.
Well, they don't care about small details like that. They're too busy calling him, what? What the hell is the phrase? Asa Buchanan is the biggest enemy to the local environment since the Landview flood of 1888.
Well, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, Asa's hardly an environmental criminal.
Yeah. They also suggest that the banner and WVLE are our personal tools for covering up Asa's shady deals. Deals that involve his sons, of course, and his grandson. That's Bo and me and you, too. Huh. We're guilty by association. According to this, we're all guilty. In fact, I am surprised that they haven't accused Jessica of getting into preschool because we pulled some clout.
Clint, I really think you're overreacting to this a bit. Just because one special interest group publishes an open letter doesn't mean that anyone is taking it seriously.
I'm taking it seriously. I run the banner, remember? Bo runs WVLE. And it says right there in black and white that we're nothing but stooges for Asa. I'm a nobody stooge, and neither is my brother.
Yeah, we know that, Clint. Anybody who has half a brain in this town knows that.
According to that impartial letter, every Buchanan stands to make out like a bandit if Viki becomes mayor.
Fine. I mean, look, if they can write letters, then hell, so can we, right?
Yes. Cord is absolutely right. I'll take out my own ad in the Chronicle and refute every one of these ridiculous charges.
That's brilliant. That's just brilliant. You're going to add fuel to the fire, that's all. I knew this was going to happen. I warned you that this was going to happen, but would you listen? No, you were on a mission. You were on a quest.
Oh, stop blaming Viki. She was just following her conscience.
It's okay, Megan. I can defend myself. Clint, if I've made a few enemies, that's probably good. It probably means I'm on the right track.
Oh, you're on track, all right. And you're headed right for a stone wall with the throttle wide open, Viki. Don't you see? This is just the beginning. This is only kid stuff. Now, what's going to happen when they step up the attack and go right for the juggler?
Well, you're assuming that they're going to do worse.
You're assuming they're not?
Yes. Yes, this smear campaign may very well stop with this.
You know, Viki is right. There is no reason to think that
Megan!
they're going to do any...
Now, I know you want to jump to your mother's defense, and I respect that. But this really is between Viki and me. So if you and Cord would please leave us alone, please.
Viki, no, he's right. He's absolutely right. We have to settle this before it goes any further. Thank you.
Megan?
All right, but we'll be in the study, just in case.
I spoke to Sister Catherine. Max is gone. He won't be troubling you anymore tonight.
I'm so sorry that I had to hurt him like that, but it really is the best. He'll know that.
You're so sure of that. Gabrielle, I'm sorry if my own feelings have made it hard for you. But your inner struggle has brought back the pain of my lost love, but also the most consummate joy.
Joy, even though they're dead?
Death cannot take away what my husband and my daughter gave me.
Oh, then, Sister Amelia, you of all people must understand that I can love my son and Max more than anything on this earth. And I can also let them go.
Perhaps you can. And perhaps tonight you're proving yourself right. That this is where you belong.
I know I do. I am more certain than that than anything else on earth.
And I always thought only the angels were certain. Oh, well. I leave you to your prayers. And after we've all had a good night's sleep, tomorrow we'll talk about finding a permanent place for you here.
That would make me so happy. Good night.
Good night, Gabrielle.
And I do belong. Please give me the strength to know that and to never, ever forget it.
Ah, Miss McGillis. Your table awaits you.
Thank you. Are we having a private party or something, Michael?
Oh, you think I lured you here under false pretenses, don't you? That I was going to ply you with candlelight and wine?
I didn't say that.
No, let me reassure you. I only want you to feel relaxed and a bit pampered after everything you've been through the past few days. If I've gone too far...
No, Michael, no. It's great that you called. Gave me a chance to get a babysitter for the baby and maybe spend a couple of hours not thinking about not having a place to live.
You know, the answer to that problem may be closer than you think.
What, did you hear something about the company? Did they make a mistake in condemning the property?
I wish I could answer yes to that, but unfortunately, Brenda, the eviction order still stands.
Well, you think... What I'm going to do is I'm going to start working full-time again. I think that way I'll be able to afford a nice place for us. Now, I know that's going to mean I have to put Steven into daycare, but I can...
But if you do that, you'll never see him.
I don't know what else there is for me to do, Michael.
Well, I wouldn't abandon all hope quite yet, Brenda. Join me in a toast?
To what, eviction or to working full-time?
No, to your new home.
Well, you may be the eternal optimist. I am on the border of panic here.
I have good reason to be optimistic. I think I may have found the perfect solution.
Clint, hopefully this crude advertisement will be the worst thing that we will have to face during the campaign.
Advertisement? Viki, that is not an advertisement. It is a warning. Now, from the moment you announced as mayor, you made instant enemies. Now, we're talking people here, very powerful people who jealously guard their power. They're not about to surrender it to you or anybody else.
Well, that's up to the voters to decide.
Oh, so in the meantime, we just drag every member of our family through the muck?
Oh, come on, Clint. This family has faced far worse than that.
Viki, you haven't seen anything yet. It's going to be just like Asa predicted. This family is going to be facing a daily barrage of bad press aimed at every member of the Buchanan family. And especially at us, Viki. Our personal lives are going to be laid bare to the public. Now, do you want to put us through that?
Come on, you're talking as if I deliberately went out and courted all this scandal and publicity.
You deliberately put your name on the ballot.
Yes, to do good, to try and make a difference. And I thought those things mattered to this family. Mattered more than their precious respectability.
Oh, I don't care this much about respectability. I do care that our kids can go to school and hold their heads up.
Yes, without drug dealers lurking around the playground.
And I do care that my father can enjoy the success he's made of his life without being hounded to death by a bunch of bloodthirsty scandal sheets.
Well, so do I.
And I care about my marriage. Our marriage, Viki. You know, the one where we come first, before anything else.
I care just as much as you do, Clint. But we cannot live the rest of our lives locked away from the world.
Look, you want to save the world? Resign from the race. Now, you know Herb Callison will make a good mayor. We can back him together. Viki, you say you want to work out our problems. And you say you want us to be a real family again. Here's your chance to prove it. Now, will you drop out of the race, or won't you?
Dear Father in heaven, I pray to you to keep my son from harm. He's so young, he's so innocent, and he wants to learn everything there is to learn about the world so fast. Could you show him that your world is a kind place, a good and loving place? And dear Father, could you comfort Max? I know he is in pain. Please show him the peace that I'm beginning to feel. Allow him to see the truth. Allow him to see that I could never love him more than I do right now than by leaving.
This isn't a convent, it's a fortress! Gabrielle! Come on, can't you hear me? Talk to me! Talk, Gabrielle, please! Gabrielle! Come on, just talk to me. Open the window. Gabrielle, don't do this to yourself. Don't do it to me. What about our son? Gabrielle, open the window. No, don't go. Don't. Dad.
Grandview. No, I couldn't even begin to consider.
Oh, Brenda,
anything like that.
I'm not talking about the main house. There happens to be a quaint little cottage on the grounds.
Oh, right. I remember that because Steven and I used to walk by there when I'd go to visit him.
Then you know that it's small, but certainly comfortable for two. I hope you'll say yes.
I really appreciate everything, but I can't possibly say yes. You've done so much for me already. I cannot accept any more of your charity, Michael.
Good, because I'm not offering you charity. You can pay me the same rent you've been paying at your old house. We'll keep this strictly business. No strings attached, no obligations. I have a house. You need a house. Deal.
You and your deals. You think that you can just do something just like that, don't you?
Why not, if it makes sense?
I don't know, Michael. I think people might talk.
People always talk, Brenda. And if you let that get in your way, you never get anywhere. Now, do you need a roof over your head, or don't you?
Yes, I do.
Then say yes, and it's settled.
I really don't have much choice, do I?
No.
All right, then, yes. Yes, and if I haven't thanked you profusely...
No, don't thank me. Don't you know, I love helping you and Steven. You should know that by now.
Well, I think we should get over there and move right now, because if there is some sort of toxic
that's all
leak,
taken care of. I anticipated you approving my idea, so I already hired the movers. By the time we finish dinner, you'll be moved in and living at Grandview.
You know something? Every time we are close to some sort of common ground, you go and issue another ultimatum.
It's only an ultimatum if you see it that way. I see it as the best way for all concerned.
It is not that simple, Clint. You want me to quit this race before I've even begun.
It's called a graceful exit, Viki. You leave the field to Herb Callison and you get on with the rest of your life.
Yeah, but the campaign is part of my life.
Is it a more important part than the rest of us?
Would you listen to my viewpoint? Just for a moment, please. I'm not going to walk away from this race just because Herb Callison has decided to run against me. How do I even know that he would carry out the same policies that I would? He's the district attorney. He's a member of the current establishment. He could be quite satisfied to just leave business as usual. Why do you want to force me into a decision without even having heard his platform?
This isn't about platforms, or City Hall hacks, or the status quo. Those are all just smoke screens that you're throwing up to keep from dealing with the real issue, Viki. You, me, and our marriage, that's the real issue, and that's the only issue about right now. Now, I'm offering you a chance to save our marriage, probably the only chance we're going to have. The last chance we're going to have, and you are flat damn turning it down. You're refusing to take it.
How can I take it when it's on your terms?
My terms? I thought it was our terms. Well, live and learn, right?
Clint, listen to me, just for a moment, please.
No, you've made yourself crystal clear, Viki. You want to be mayor more than you want to be married, at least to me.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is true. Now, maybe you're not ready to face it, but I have to. You have been looking for an excuse for this marriage to fail, and you finally found it. The campaign, the all-important, all-consuming campaign. You want to carry a flag while Roger Gordon trots along beside you, banging away on a drum. Where's that leave me? Huh? Piping away on the flute and limping along behind? That's not my style.
I don't believe this. You're letting something that could bring us together pull us apart. Talk about looking for an excuse. You're the one who's looking for an excuse, not me.
Oh, really? Well, you want to believe that, you go right ahead. And you're welcome to your ambitions and your campaign and even the mayor's desk. But I hope that makes you happy, because that's all you're going to have left. From this moment on, from right now, our marriage is over.
No, you don't mean that. You can't mean that, Clint.
Can't I? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm moving out of here. And I'm moving out of here tonight.
Gabrielle, open the window. Look, don't worry about the rules. Just open the window, please. Girl!
This is wrong. You shouldn't be here. You have to go.
Look, Gabrielle, please.
I told you this is my decision now. You have to leave.
Gabrielle, I am not Indiana Jones. Can we discuss this inside?
I cannot let you in here. It wouldn't be right.
It wasn't the right thing for you to come here in the first place.
Climb back down there and just go away.
I've come this far, but I'm not going back until I talk to you now. You can either help me inside, or I'm gonna hang from this window until...
I don't let you in. Just don't make any more noise.
I'll try not to.
Monday on the Home Show, a tour of Cindy Williams' storybook home, and we follow a young woman as she goes through a complete drug rehabilitation. I'm Gary Collins. Join me in Gloria Loring.